My name is David Ken. I'm so very, very glad to be here. What a privilege it is to be here today. And we are here to endorse Richard Lieberman. I want you to know he is my neighbor, and he has been a strong person working with the conservatives and the Republican Party. I fully endorse him. A few years ago is when I got to meet him. He was working with my son-in-law, Joel Demas, who ran for United States Congress. And yeah, in fact, I think that Joel was, although that he did not win that election, they did raise, I think, 110,000 votes during that election. One of the major reasons, and one of the reasons I'm here today is this, one of the major reasons he was able to get that amount of votes was because Richard Lieberman and his family worked so very hard to be able to get out, put up yard signs, go door to door, knock. He was working, and this is one of the reasons I just want you to know, he works furiously to be able to get those votes. And I want you to know he will do that for our District 45A. We need to endorse him. I want to introduce Richard Lieberman, 45A.
My name is Richard Lieberman. I will be the next Republican state representative from 45A and will replace Lyndon Carlson.
Yes.
Come on! I love Minnesota, and unlike what I once heard the first time, I've always loved Minnesota. I've always lived here my whole life, and I care very greatly about our district. We've lived on 48th and New Hope for 48th Avenue and New Hope for 25 years. It's our home. We've brought up 5 children. They all went to school systems, except we moved them to the fair because we decided that 281 wasn't really performing for us. So I am going to talk to you about education. But we launched our campaign last November, and it's well underway. Our strategy is simple. We're going to knock on every single door. We're going to engage every single voter. We have the list. We have the names of every house, and we will be approaching them, and we will have a very, very clear message. We're going to go a lot further than that. We're going to do something that my understanding is has never been done before. We're going to have instant messaging to voters, and it's going to come right on your cell phone. It's going to come right to your email, and it's going to be instant. And you're going to be able to know what votes are taking place, and you're going to be able to just touch your phone, and we're going to see it instantly. And actually, my son, who's a major at Oxford College, we borrowed some of the software. We'll have to pay for it. It's about $4 grand. We've been playing with it. We've experimented with it, and it's great. And so again, I say we may be right here, SD45A, and we got to get somebody running for 45B. We may have something that is so unique, and it's going to turn the independents on. It's going to pull a lot of the Democrats. So I know what the percentage was when Jeff Lawley ran. We're going to turn that over, and I think we're going to win. Maybe by not as large a margin, but I think we're going to win by 10%. And you are going to have a Republican.
Yeah.
The guy that made this sign here, that we had up all day, hopefully with your endorsement, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Republican Richard Lieberman, and I'll tell you when you're going to see that. You're going to see that with your endorsement. You're going to see that on June 27th. And you're going to see a lot of it. You're going to see more of it than you've ever believed. So they're going to know we're in town, and they're going to know that we're serious. And I've gone so far off my speech. I didn't get to the first page, so I'm sorry. I want to discuss. It says this morning we were going to discuss, but now I think it's afternoon. I want to talk about taxes. I want to talk about job creation, education, government encroachment. But first of all, I want to talk about pro-life. Okay? My personal belief is that God has a plan for each and every one of us. And I know this from firsthand experience and through some of the wonderful things that have happened in my life and now some of the people that I sponsor. And I know that I called a lot of the delegates, and I know that I talked to you, and a lot of you, we had this discussion, you know what I'm talking about. God does have a plan for us. Whether we know it or we don't know it, God does have a plan for us, and we are working that plan. And as a matter of fact, we're working it right now this morning here in this room. Our lives are not by chance. Life is precious. Life must be protected. I strongly believe in the pro-life issue, and there's a few of you that I've been working with, including Pastor Ken. I don't want to get any put you on the spot. There's a few that I've been talking to. As your elected official and representative, I will honor this belief. I will protect it at all times. That includes any legislation that will infringe on these beliefs or any legislation that will limit our religious freedoms. By the way, a good example of this just happened in the state of Arizona. Governor Jan Brewer let stand a law that was just passed. And that law says that you cannot say no to someone because of their lifestyle. Okay? Even if it goes against your religious convictions, you know what law I'm talking about in Arizona. So where does the government's pass stop? Okay, what if a law was passed that your church had to marry same-sex couples, even though it goes against their convictions? And if they don't, then they would lose their tax-exempt status. So we need to be very wary of the laws that are coming forward. Okay? We should be fearful of government's intervention in our freedoms. So I will vote no on any legislation that limits our religious and personal freedoms. Okay? I will vote no. Period. I was the president of the Ivy U.S. Fair School for 2 years. And I think a lot of you should be familiar with it. You know what that is. Okay. I saw firsthand how our school systems are failing. We brought up 5 children. And we saw firsthand what is going on in those schools. As a matter of fact, when I was the president of that PTA, I did some very, very unique things that evidently really upset quite a few of the teachers and the principal. Like today, I marched in the senior class into a PTA meeting as guest speakers, and they said, "You can't do that." And I said, well, yeah, actually I can. I'm the president. I brought them in. And to this day, I don't want to put any of my kids on the spot, but to this day, they and their friends still remember that thing. They came and stood up and gave their 3-minute speeches. And all of a sudden, teachers were held a little bit accountable for that day. So I believe in teacher accountability based on direct student outcomes. Okay? By the way, recently I had the opportunity to hear Governor Bobby Jindal speak at the Republican Writing Dinner. Wonderful year I went to. And Bobby Jindal had a lot of things to say, and it was hard to absorb everything that he said because it was quite a bit. But he discussed how he fought the teachers' unions, and he implemented a system where better teachers were rewarded. Okay? It was a tough battle, but he refused to back down. Today, the Louisiana school system is one of the most successful school systems in the country, and the students are excelling. I will author legislation similar to the Louisiana model. The lesson here is that we can obtain better results and not spend more money as the Democrats say that we have to. By the way, this is a really good, 1 minute. That's good fiscal responsibility, by the way. 1 minute, okay. Common Core, okay. The bottom line is, the math is in place right now. And, the reading is in place right now, and the math is not. I will vote to repeal the reading portion of it, and I would author legislation to stop the math portion from coming in. Because I read and was told about some of the things that teachers use in the 4th grade about sexual behaviors, and I don't. So exactly how do they teach that to 4th graders? I don't know. So if the government needs to get out of the teaching business, let us run the teaching business. We're going to go way out of time. I want to talk about job creation. It's really important. And I'm going, okay, it got shelved on Wednesday. It's going back to committee on Monday. Of course, I will vote no against it. But I want to just, perhaps one would like just to talk about job creation. I think it's very important, okay? And the reason I want to talk about job creation is because the legislature is not talking about job creation. I haven't seen anything in the legislature talking about job creation right now. By the way, the only thing that they're talking about is minimum wage. Well, okay, that sounds great. Let's talk about minimum wage. But that's not the problem. The problem is minimum wage is only talking about the symptom. What about the cause? Okay, here's the cause. We need to lower our corporate taxes on businesses so businesses come to Minnesota and make Minnesota their home, not North Dakota, not South Dakota, not Texas, but Minnesota. And guess what? If we lower our corporate taxes, guess what's going to happen? Okay? Businesses come. More jobs are created. More revenue comes in. Okay? Overall, the taxes can be reduced. Oh, and guess what? There's more jobs. So you don't have to worry about the minimum wage, because they can't even get people to do the minimum wage job because they've already moved up. But I will author legislation to lower our corporate taxes.
Thank you very much, Lieberman. At this point, this is a two-stage vote. Your rules allow you to vote by voice instead of secret ballot. So I'll ask for the voting method first. Is there a motion to vote by voice vote at this point? Okay, second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor of voting for endorsement by voice, say aye.
Aye.
No. All in favor of endorsing Richard Lieberman for House District 45A, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Congratulations.